Hi everyone, this is Sateshwari. We are taking um, the fluorides chapter, addition and removing of fluoride, which is means fluoridation and defluoridation part, which is present in model 4 is the last bit. Okay, so here what happens here is the fluoride. It is very much essential as well as it is. You can say it's a blessing and disblessing also. So excess amount of fluoride content is in disblessing, and it should have a minimum quantity. If you don't have minimum quantity, also there are certain problems. If you have an excess quantity, also there are certain problems. So minimum quantity that should not exceed 1 mg per liter. If it is not, then what you are doing here is you are adding fluorides to the water. That is called as an fluoridation, and it should not cross beyond 1 to 1.5 mg per liter. Defluoridation take place when there is an what you can say a high amount of fluoride is present and you are removing that fluoride from that water. So that is called as an defluoridation. So next we are seeing about fluoridation. So fluoridation in this part, what happens there is in water, in few regions, okay, the fluoride content will be less. So what we are doing is you are adding fluoride to that, and optimum dosage should not be less than one the fluoride content in water should not be less than 1 mg per liter. If it is less than 1 mg per liter, what happens there is a dental crisis, okay, especially in the children's itself. So what happens during the formation of teeth in the children's due to fluoride, there is a scarcity of fluoride consumption in water. It lead to weaker tooth enamel, okay, and it leads to decay in the tooth. So this is a major problem in the children's itself, okay, due to reduction hardness, okay, the simulated bone formation is not be done properly, especially in the older age people itself, okay. So that is also one of the major reasons. Now the optimum dosage of the fluoride concentration should be achieved nearly 1 mg per liter. So when you add an fluoride to the water, okay, to the especially for public supply, we call it as an fluoridation, and it's an artificial way of adding the fluorides to the water itself, okay. Especially in western countries, there are many countries where the fluoride content is less, okay. So those countries, what they are doing there is they are adding fluoride to the water, okay. And the compounds which are added to supplement the fluoride are sodium fluoride, sodium silicofluoride, etc. So these are the two components, okay. And there should be a precaution that should be taken place so that there should not be an excess fluoride content that should be added in the water. If you add it, there is a spotting effect, there is a decoloration of teeth, okay. So it should not be excess more than 50 to 150 mg per liter, or you can say it leads to a skin irritation effect, deformation of bones, and other skeleton's abnormality, okay. So the adding the fluoride content in water, we call it as an fluoridation. Now we speak about defluoridation, especially in India and Bangladesh region. It's a huge problem itself because due to outburst of population, we are purely dependent in some region on underground water table. Especially when you consider in Karnataka and all, Kolar, Chitrurga, Raichur, Ballari, Gulbarga, few parts of Bagalkot, they purely depend on underground water table. There is a continuous exploitation of underground water table. The fluoride content, the fluoride is hidden as a mineral beneath the earth's surface. When you extract the water, it comes through that water itself, okay. And especially in human body, the fluoride content, what do you say, the fluoride enters through the body with the drinking water itself, okay. And fluoride is very much affiliated, means very much attractive towards calcium phosphate, which is present in the bone, okay, which leads to dental fluorosis Okay, skeleton fluorosis, non-skeleton fluorosis means there may be deformation in bone, or there may be an excess bone growth itself. Okay, and which causes major problem uh, to human being itself. Okay, there is a skin problem also. And these are the various method where the defluoridation take place. Where first one is the absorption by activated alumina, ion exchange process, Nalgonda technique, and reverse osmosis. The first one, absorption by activated alumina. So it is nothing but what we do here is we pass the water through a granular bed like activated alumina, bone char, or activated carbon, or activated oxide. Okay, and when you pass the water through that, what happens there is, especially which contain fluoride, when when you percolate the water through those bed, okay, the water comes out with means the water gets defluoridation, or defluoridation take place. The activated alumina is excellent, what you can say, it's an excellent removal of fluoride content itself. Okay. The fluoride present is highly selective with sulfates and chlorides when you compare to what you can say synthetic ions itself. Okay, so it is very much attractive to sulfates and chlorides itself. And even means if there is an acidic condition of water, okay, this method, what it does, it provides an excellent way of removal of fluoride content. Okay, and in that bed, when you backwash with an caustic soda itself, okay, there is a regeneration of activated alumina itself, so no issue regarding that. So this is a technique of removing fluoride content from water, excessive fluoride content in water itself by an activated alumina. So next one is nothing but it's an ion absorption method. So when the water is being passed through an strong base of an ion exchange resin like chloride form, okay, the fluorides are being removed over here. It is passed through a bed of resin, okay, in a pressure vessel itself, like you can imagine an pressure filter over there itself. Okay, um, now what happens here is, okay, so it is the fluoride and other ions like other anions like arsenic and nitrate are exchanged with chloride ions. Okay, they are being exchanged with chloride ions here. So chloride ions are released in water and there is an absorption of fluoride content. Please remember this one. Okay, the chloride ions of the resin thus are released in releasing chlorides into the water and absorbing fluorides into the resin over here. Okay, and when there is a decreasing concentration of chlorides, you can see, okay, so there is a cleaning or regeneration process take place, and it is being done with the 5 to 10% of washing with sodium chloride itself to that bed. Okay, and there is a regeneration taking place. Okay, so this is all about ion exchange absorption method itself. Next we see here regarding the Nalgonda technique. So this is one of the common technique, Nalgonda technique. It is not been invented in Nalgonda itself, but it is this technique is founded in National Environmental Engineering and Research Institute, Nagpur, in the year 1976. Okay, it's a very much simple technique we use here is in fixed bed ion exchange process. Okay, and here there is no involvement of regeneration of media because you are employing chemicals over here, and this is a simple operation which can be done with the local laborers or less skilled laborers itself. or means the labors which are available locally also, they can carry out this operation. In this method, not only the fluoride content is removed, but also the color, odor, turbidity, bacteria content, organic contaminants are also being removed over here. We use aluminum salt. It is nothing but it's an alum, okay, for removing fluorides. So how it take place? So what we do is, first the water is mixed adequately with lime or sodium carbonate. Then they are mixed it thoroughly itself. Then alum is being added and they are stirred for 10 minutes and allow it to settle it down for an hour itself. There is a precipitation taking place. The clear serpentine, okay, which contained, you can say, a permissible amount or can contain a less amount of fluoride, is being drawn for an use itself. You can see in the next part here there is a line diagram. So first what we are doing, they are mixing alum and fluoride. They are allowing it to settle down. There is a bleaching powder is being added. The clear water which is being coming up over here, and whatever the precipitated sludge is there, they are taking it out over here. And this super tank is being passed with the filter, then they are being supplied to the community itself. Again, what they say here is the addition of lime and sodium carbonates will ensure adequate uh, uh, alkalinity required for effective hydrolysis of aluminum salt. So when there is a part of there is a rise in pH value, definitely it kills the bacteria itself. Okay, and the aluminum residue does not remain in the treated water over here. Okay, the bleaching powder is added. You can see here the bleaching powder is added prior with lime, okay, with the lime prior and added of alumina to achieve a simultaneously disinfection effect, and thus it removes, okay, what you can say, the bacteria or um, the biological growth itself, okay, from the system over here. So this is all about Nalgonda technique. So in Nalgonda technique, what we are doing here is, it's an fixed bed, okay, exchange process adopted. It does not involve any regeneration process. So like in the previous case, like it was like an ion exchange process. It was nothing but you need to wash it and you need to regenerate that media. Here you are not doing that thing over here. You are not doing that thing over here. Okay, so what chemicals you are adding? Your chemicals you are adding like alumina salt, okay, to remove the fluoride. You are adding a lime or an sodium carbonate over here. You are mixing it thoroughly. So this is all about the Nalgonda technique. Now we are seeing in reverse osmosis. So reverse osmosis technique, we have studied it previously also. Okay, so in reverse osmosis as well as nanofiltration, we have seen in membrane chapter itself. So what happens there is, you are passing the water through an semi-membrane barrier, okay, which permits the clear water, and there is a blockage to that salt content, and in that salt content there will be an alumina itself, sorry, there will be a fluoride content itself, okay, and that is been held back over there. And this technique is very much cost effective technique. It's a cheaper technique, but due to maintenance problem and all serviceability of those membranes, okay, we can't use in the village itself, okay. And this is more capable technique, okay, of removing fluoride content without using a single chemical. And you can refer with respect to nano filtration as well as reverse osmosis in the membrane chapter itself. There has been clearly explained in those chapters. And these are some of the advantage and disadvantage of various techniques over here. You can see absorption with activated alumina, ion exchange process, Nalgonda and reverse.